Hello friends and welcome back. This is day 3 of the Gratitude Challenge 2021. You can see I have 2 cards here because yesterday I actually picked 2 cards together accidentally, and so out of those 2 I had to choose one, and you know what I chose, don't you? The Wheel of Fortune, which of course was my day 2 card. So that was a bit of a laugh, and no doubt it's trying to tell me something. So I went with the other option, and the card that I drew was the Seven of Pentacles. Now time is getting on today, and I'm hoping that I can get this video done before it gets too dark, and I have to turn on the light and everything goes glary. So, look, I will take this one away so we don't get confused. So the card of the day is the Seven of Pentacles. And so what is it that this card brings to mind for me when I think about gratitude? How does this fit into my experience? Well, it's interesting because this year, the first few days were nice and pleasant. And then all of a sudden, the pace just seemed to pick up very, very quickly. And I'm still shocked because this happened last year also. For the past 10 years, I've had a very quiet, a quiet January. And I relish that time. It's just after the big rush of the end of year, festive season, etc. And my work slows right down in January. It's summer here. I swim in the ocean. I do a whole lot of walking, and it's just a beautiful time in my neck of the woods, weather-wise. Not this summer, though. I'll just say that quietly. It's actually very, very wet this year, but under normal circumstances, it's very much beach weather and walking weather. But this year, besides the fact that it's very wet, can I just say quietly, I am not complaining, because this time last year we were dealing with the most horrific bushfires around the country. We were on fire everywhere. So I'm very, very grateful, may I say, as part of this gratitude challenge. I'm grateful that we are having a wet summer. And I mean that very sincerely, because after losing so much natural habitat and wildlife, I can't even begin to think about it. It was just horrendous. So as far as the weather goes, that's fine. But getting back on track, it is normally a lovely, quiet time where I set up my new journals, and I treasure January. But last year, it was busy from the second day of the year. And, well, we know what happened to 2020. And unfortunately for me, this year seems to be starting off in a very similar manner. Different circumstances, but just there's a bit of frantic energy in the air, and family matters to look after and all that stuff. So I feel like I've just been swept up in the circumstances that surround me. And it left me feeling a little unwell, certainly quite tired, low on energy. I feel like my nervous system has been kind of turned upside down and inside out due to these unexpected things popping up very, very unexpectedly for us all. And then, of course, this beautiful card comes up. And I think the number one message for me here is, listen, no matter what's going on, you have permission to press that pause button. Hey, go sit under a tree for a couple of hours. You know, that kind of feeling. I mean, when we look at this card as the card itself, Seven of Pence, along the journey of the earth element, it's normally a time where we are given an opportunity to stop and evaluate. Have a look at our journey thus far. I mean, things are looking good. There are 7 beautiful pentacles there. So production has certainly commenced. We'd say we're making steady progress. But this is where we have to take a look. This is where we have an opportunity to choose whether we want to continue on the way we are going, or do we need to bring about a different strategy? We can take a mild left-hand turn. We can take and say, take with us those beautiful pentacles that we have created, but we might just tweak the whole process a little. We could leave those 7 pentacles behind and say, look, I think I'm done. I need to start something completely new. It doesn't matter. The point is, it's up to you to take a look. And in order to take a decent look, you need to take time out and go within. 7 can bring about delays also. But, you know, if there's going to be a delay, why not sit under a tree and relax rather than pace up and down in your lounge room? So I look at this card and I'm actually grateful for the artwork because I find it very calming. And I do feel that there is a very appropriate scene here for me. It is certainly applicable to the situation I find myself in. And I feel like it is giving me permission to just stop, or it's reminding me to meditate, stop and take a pause, take a rest, even though there is a lot going on. You're not going to be able to make a well-balanced, well-grounded decision while you're running ragged. So if decisions need to be made, this is the best way, the healthiest way to go about it. Reflect on the immediate past and perhaps also reevaluate the plans you have for the future, this card says to me. You know, 7 is a pause, so pause. Don't let the circumstances that surround you be the excuse to just keep going. You know, and people always say, I don't have time, I don't have time. You have to make time. You have to make time. And, of course, if a change in direction is what comes to the mind as the most appropriate solution, well, be prepared to action that when you move into the 8 energy. You know, despite, as I said, that swirling energy that's going on around, like you can make a decision for yourself. If nothing else, to remain focused on keeping calm and staying patient and aware and saying no to stress and anxiousness. Giving yourself permission to step away from the busyness of others and the unpredictability and instability of others. You know, if they want to run ragged, that's their business. But the 7 of Pence says that doesn't mean it's yours. So that's why looking back over the journey is ever so handy if you find yourself in a stressful situation that involves other people. It's like, well, hang on a minute, maybe I was just feeding it and I didn't realise. Maybe I was just giving them permission to take over when I should have, you know, stood my ground earlier on. This is the time to make those decisions. So I would have to say at this point, I am truly grateful for that timely reminder that it's okay to give myself permission to just sit under a tree, take a breath, reassess, pause before it is time to resume. And that'll be obviously by timeline, the 8 of Pentacles, when, yeah, everything's going to move along pretty quickly. So I find this particular card very calming when I look at the artwork. So I'm grateful for that, to be honest, right here and now, because I have been feeling a little bit stressed and a bit run down. And I seriously feel so happy within myself, but I am allowing myself to be dragged down by the heavy weight of what's going on around me. So this is quite medicinal for me in a sense, and for that I'm very, very grateful. There's something soothing about that artwork, and there's something soothing for me about the 7, because as soon as I see a 7, I think, go inward. That's where the treasure is. Yeah. let's pick up on any mistakes made in the past just so as we don't do them again. We don't find ourselves on a loop tape recreating issues and making our own journey harder unnecessarily. So much to contemplate. But don't worry, I'm not going to torture you. I'm going to end it there. And I might go and sit under a tree. Okay, so I need to pick a deck for tomorrow. I know. I'm going to use a deck that I haven't used for a while that I do love very much, that I will never part with. Funny how that happens, right? And that is the Puppet Theatre Tarot. Oh, I love this deck so very much. So let's pick a card. Okay, I'll just do my usual spreaderama. And so what should be the focus of my gratitude tomorrow for day 4? Oh, temperance. I love it. Okay, well, temperance it is. So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to communicating with you again tomorrow. All the best.